Hi, Timothy. This is Mr. Smith, and I'm going to see if I can answer your questions on this quiz. So, first of all, on this problem here, I talked about in my notes that the domain of all our functions right now is all real numbers except if we have fractions. And the reason why is there's going to be some values of x that I can't plug into this. I just can't plug in any real number. And that's because some of the values are going to cause our denominator to be 0. So if you factor this trinomial, you end up getting x minus 2 times the quantity x plus 1. Let me write that down. X minus 2 times x plus 1. So if x minus 2 is a factor, that means x can't be 2. And if x plus 1 is a factor, that means x cannot be negative 1. And so that's what our domain here is. It's saying everything from negative infinity up to negative 1, because putting negative 1 into the denominator causes it to be 0, and so the function's undefined. And then we go from, so that's union negative 1 to 2, and again we're using parentheses here because 2 is not in the set. Again, if you plug in 2, it'll cause our denominator to be 0. So let's see, it looks like you had maybe your signs backwards. So just double check your factoring. It looks like you actually were on the right track there. Let's look at number 6. So on this one, you have a formula for slope. It's m, or slope, equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. And you're basically just subtracting your y values to get your numerator and subtracting your x values to get your denominators. If you subtract the y values here, you get negative 8 minus negative 1. Well, that's going to be negative 7. And in the denominator, you're going to have 5 minus 5, which is 0. Well, we know that when we have 0 in the denominator of a fraction, the slope's going to be undefined. On number 8 here, the only thing you did wrong is you forgot to put y equals. They were wanting the slope-intercept equation. So I'll go ahead and give you full credit for that, but that's why it marked it wrong. And then on number 9, let's see, so find the 0 of the linear function. So in this problem, you need to set 3x minus 12 equal to 0. I need to find the x value that causes this expression to equal 0. So if you have 3/4 x minus 12 equals 0, you can add 12 to both sides and you'll get 3/4 x is equal to 12. Now there's a couple of ways you can solve this. Probably the quickest way would be to multiply both sides by 4/3. And so when you multiply 4/3 times 3/4 on the left, you're going to get 1x. And on the other side, when you multiply 4/3 times 12, you're going to get the 16. That is the correct answer here. All right, so I hope that that answers your questions. If you have any other questions, or if you need any more specifics, or if you need more detail on any of that, just let me know.